If you're over 50 and trying to eat healthier, you've probably heard that walnuts are one of the best foods you can add to your diet for your heart, your brain, even your mood. And that's absolutely true. But here's what most people don't realize. Almost every older adult I meet, and I've met thousands through my work, makes at least one small mistake with walnuts that silently cancels out their benefits. Sometimes, it even causes more harm than good. Hi, I'm Dr. David, a senior wellness specialist, and in today's video we're going to unpack something that seems so simple. A handful of walnuts, but can have a big impact on your heart, your brain, and your overall vitality. Because while walnuts are a superfood, how you eat them, when you eat them, and even how you store them can make the difference between stronger arteries and higher inflammation, between a sharper mind and a foggy one. According to Harvard Health Publishing, just 1 ounce a day that's about 7 walnut halves can cut your risk of heart disease by up to 15%. But when eaten the wrong way, those same nuts can interfere with your medications, trigger digestion issues, or even go rancid, undoing all the good you thought you were doing. So today, I'll walk you through 5 hidden walnut mistakes that older adults make and how to fix them for good. You'll learn the ideal time of day to eat them, how to pair them safely with your medications, why most people's storage method actually destroys their nutrients, what you should never mix with walnuts if you're taking fish oil or blood thinners, and how to build a simple, consistent walnut routine that fuels your heart, brain, and energy every single day. Now, before we get into the list, let's take a moment to understand why walnuts are so special and why they matter even more after 60. Why walnuts matter more with age. As we age, several changes happen silently inside our bodies. Our digestion slows down, our liver processes fats differently, and our medication list tends to get longer. That means a food that worked perfectly in your 40 seconds might behave differently in your 70 seconds. The body becomes more sensitive, not weaker, but more selective. It notices when you overload it with fats, even good ones. It reacts differently to combinations, like omega-3 seconds, plus certain heart meds. That's why even healthy foods can sometimes backfire in older adults. The National Institute on Aging notes that about 70% of adults over 60 consume omega-3 rich foods or supplements weekly, but only 1/3 do so correctly. The rest unknowingly combine them with medications or store them in ways that destroy their nutrients. But here's the good news. Once you understand how your body changes with age, you can work with it instead of against it. You can turn a handful of walnuts from a neutral snack into a daily medicine for your heart and brain. So let's get into it. Here are the 5 biggest walnut mistakes people over 60 make, starting with the one that nearly everyone gets wrong. Mistake #1. Eating too many at once. You've probably heard the phrase, "It's a healthy fat, the more, the better." Unfortunately, that's not how your body works after 60. Walnuts are dense in nutrients, yes, but also in calories and fats. Just 7 walnut halves, or roughly 1 ounce, contain around 185 calories and 18 grams of fat, according to the USDA. That's nearly 1/3 of your daily fat allowance if you're watching cholesterol or trying to maintain weight. And while these fats are mostly good fats, the omega-3 seconds that support brain and heart function, your digestive system can only handle so much at a time. As your metabolism and enzyme production slow with age, those fats can linger in your system, causing bloating, discomfort, or subtle weight gain over time. Here's a modern insight from the Cleveland Clinic. Older adults often underestimate calorie density in nuts because they eat them mindlessly while watching TV or talking on the phone. The brain doesn't register fullness as quickly from high-fat snacks. That's why the serving size is key. The fix. Stick to 1 ounce a day, about 7 walnut halves. Enjoy them slowly, preferably as an afternoon snack between 2–4 p.m., when your metabolism is steady and your medications have already settled. Pair them with something fiber-rich, like apple slices or Greek yogurt. The fiber helps your body digest the fats more efficiently and keeps blood sugar stable. Takeaway. In your 60 seconds and beyond, moderation isn't restriction. It's smart biology. Mistake #2. Eating walnuts at the wrong time. Timing really does matter. especially if you take daily medications. Walnuts contain both healthy fats and fiber, which can delay medication absorption by up to 2 hours, according to research from the Mayo Clinic. That means if you take your thyroid medication or blood pressure pills with breakfast and then have a handful of walnuts right after, your meds might not fully absorb. This can lead to weaker effects, unpredictable blood levels, or inconsistent results that frustrate both you and your doctor. So, when should you eat them? The ideal window. Wait at least 2 hours after taking any medication before eating walnuts. The best time for most people is mid-afternoon, when your energy naturally dips. The slow-digesting fats in walnuts provide a steady lift without spiking your blood sugar. Avoid eating walnuts late at night. Digestion slows down before bed, increasing the risk of bloating, indigestion, or acid reflux, especially if you lie down soon after. For those managing heart disease, diabetes, or thyroid conditions, this timing can make a real difference. Think of walnuts as a mini-meal, not a quick midnight bite. Takeaway. Treat walnuts like medicine, because the way your body processes them can either help or hinder your real medications. Now that we've covered the first 2 mistakes, we're just getting started. In the next section, we'll dive into how walnuts can interact with your supplements and why eating them the wrong way could affect your blood or nutrient absorption. We'll also cover the hidden danger inside your pantry that makes most people's walnuts go bad long before they notice. You'll learn how to buy, store, and eat walnuts the right way so they protect your heart, sharpen your brain, and keep you feeling energized every day. Let's keep going, because the next few walnut mistakes are the ones most seniors never see coming, even the really health-conscious ones. You might think, they're just nuts. How bad could it be? But when you're over 60, and especially if you take supplements or daily medication, even the healthiest food can interact in ways that throw your body's balance off. So, let's dive into mistake hash 3, one that surprises almost everyone. Mistake hash 3. Ignoring food and supplement interactions. Walnuts are packed with omega-3 fatty acids, which are wonderful for your brain, your arteries, and even your mood. Unless you're already taking omega-3 supplements, eating fatty fish regularly, or taking blood thinners. Here's why that matters. According to a National Institutes of Health Safety review, when you combine multiple omega-3 sources like fish oil, salmon, and walnuts, your blood's ability to clot can decrease by up to 40%. That might not sound huge, but for someone on a blood thinner like warfarin or even a low-dose aspirin, it can increase your risk of easy bruising or internal bleeding. This doesn't mean you should avoid walnuts. It just means your dosage balance matters. There's another hidden issue: iron absorption. Compounds called phytates in walnuts can block up to 60% of the iron from your supplements or iron-rich meals. That's particularly important for older adults, especially women after menopause, who may already be borderline anemic. The fix: if you take fish oil, omega-3 supplements, or anticoagulant medications like warfarin, Eliquis, or aspirin, limit your walnut intake to 3-4 halves per day. Don't eat walnuts within 2 hours of taking iron supplements or multivitamins with iron. If you eat fish like salmon or sardines for dinner, skip the walnuts that day, enjoy them as an afternoon snack instead. Takeaway: even healthy foods need boundaries. Think of walnuts as a nutrient booster, not a free-for-all. Now, let's move to one of the biggest and most overlooked problems, one that starts long before the nuts even reach your mouth. Mistake hash 4. Storing walnuts the wrong way. You might buy a big bag of walnuts at Costco or your grocery store and keep them in the pantry for months, thinking they're dry, they'll last. Unfortunately, that's exactly what causes most walnuts to go bad silently. Walnuts are high in unsaturated fats, which are delicate and oxidize quickly when exposed to air, heat, or light. Once oxidized, they produce compounds called aldehydes, chemicals linked to inflammation, digestive irritation, and even heart issues. A 2020 study in the Journal of Food Chemistry found that over 90% of bulk bin walnuts tested in grocery stores were already partially rancid within 3 months. And the kicker? Most people couldn't tell the difference until the nuts tasted bitter or smelled sharp by then, the damage was done. Your body deserves better than stale, oxidized oils. The fix, simple and practical. Buy small batches no more than what you'll eat in 1 month. Store them cold. Keep them in an airtight glass jar in the refrigerator, not your pantry. If you buy in bulk, freeze a portion. Walnuts stay fresh in the freezer for up to a year. Avoid clear containers or sunlight exposure. Both accelerate rancidity. Before eating, do a quick sniff test. Fresh walnuts smell mild and nutty. Rancid ones smell sour, sharp, or like old paint. You'd be amazed how many seniors report less bloating and more energy after simply switching to refrigerated fresh walnuts. This might sound small, but your brain and arteries can literally feel the difference. Oxidized fats promote inflammation, one of the root causes of memory decline, joint stiffness, and heart disease. Takeaway: fresh walnuts smell like nature. Rancid ones smell like paint. Trust your nose, it's smarter than you think. Mistake #5. Ignoring allergy and cross-contamination risks. Now, this last one might sound obvious, but it's actually on the rise, especially among older adults. A 2022 report in the Journal of Allergy and Clinical Immunology found that adult-onset nut allergies are increasing by about 12% per year, and walnuts are one of the most common triggers. Here's the tricky part. Reactions in older adults often start subtle, mild, stomach upset, tingling in the mouth, a small rash you chalk up to dry skin. But those early signs can evolve into something serious if ignored. And even if you're not allergic, cross-contamination can still pose a problem. Most walnut products are processed in facilities that also handle peanuts, cashews, or almonds, meaning traces of those nuts can end up in your batch without you realizing it. The fix: when introducing walnuts or increasing your intake, start small, 2-3 halves per day for the first week. Pay attention to your body. Watch your skin, digestion, and breathing. Always read packaging labels for may contain traces of other nuts. If you notice any reaction, itching, swelling, coughing, or stomach cramps, stop immediately and check with your doctor. Takeaway: never ignore your body's whispers. They often speak the loudest later, bringing it all together. So now that you know the top 5 mistakes too much at once, bad timing with meds, nutrient interactions, poor storage, and allergy risks, the next question is, how do you make walnuts truly work for you? In the next part, I'll show you how to build a simple, senior-friendly walnut routine that fits your daily rhythm without fear, confusion, or guesswork. You'll learn the exact time to eat walnuts for maximum benefit, the best foods to pair with them for brain and heart support, a simple weekly routine that boosts your memory, mood, and circulation, all from a handful of nuts a day. Because, as the Harvard School of Public Health reminds us, people who eat nuts 5 times a week have a 20% lower risk of heart disease, but only when eaten consistently and stored correctly. And that's the secret. Healthy aging isn't about perfection, it's about pattern. Now that we've covered what not to do with walnuts, let's turn the page and talk about how to make them truly work for you safely, deliciously, and consistently. Because, as the old saying goes, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your habits. And in senior health, consistency beats perfection every single time. Let's build your personal walnut routine for longevity. One that supports your heart, brain, and energy without clashing with your meds or digestion. The power of routine. Your body loves rhythm. Eating, sleeping, and moving at roughly the same time each day keeps your hormones, digestion, and energy balanced. Walnuts can fit beautifully into this natural rhythm if you time them right. A study from Harvard Medical School found that older adults who included nuts, especially walnuts, at least 5 times a week had a 20% lower risk of cardiovascular disease and better cognitive scores as they aged. But the key wasn't just what they ate, it was when and how they ate it. So let's make this simple and doable. Step 1. The best time of day. Mid-afternoon snack. Between 2 and 3 p.m. This is when your energy dips, your medications have settled, and your metabolism is steady. Have 7 walnut halves about 1 ounce, paired with a few slices of apple for fiber and natural sweetness, or half a cup of plain Greek yogurt for protein and probiotics. This combination supports steady blood sugar levels, gentle digestion, sustained focus through the afternoon. Pro tip: if you're managing blood sugar or cholesterol, this is the perfect replacement for chips or cookies during that snack attack hour. Step 2. What to avoid in the morning. If you take morning medications, thyroid, blood pressure, or heart meds, skip the walnuts at breakfast. Remember, the healthy fats can delay absorption for up to 2 hours, reducing medication effectiveness. Instead, eat a lighter breakfast focused on hydration and easy digestion. Oatmeal with berries, a boiled egg, and whole grain toast, green tea or warm lemon water. Save the walnuts for later in the day once your medications are absorbed. Step 3. Avoid them before bed. Your digestive system slows down significantly at night. Eating walnuts too close to bedtime, especially within 2 hours, can cause gas, reflux, or a heavy feeling. If you like a bedtime snack, try something lighter, like a small banana, a few blueberries, herbal tea with chamomile or lemon balm. Step 4. How to buy and store smart. This step alone can make a world of difference. If your walnuts are sitting in the pantry in a bag that's been open for months, it's time to upgrade. Buy small sealed bags, 8-16 ounces, or vacuum-sealed containers. Choose raw, unsalted, and ideally organic walnuts when possible. Store. Use an airtight glass jar or BPA-free container. Keep them in the refrigerator if you'll finish them within a month. Or the freezer. If you buy in bulk, they'll stay fresh for up to a year. Before eating, you can gently roast them for 5 minutes in the oven at 325 degrees Fahrenheit. This enhances flavor, makes them easier to digest, and improves nutrient absorption. Just don't over-roast. Too much heat can destroy omega-3 seconds. Step 5. Make it a brain and heart habit. Think of your walnut snack as a daily brain boost, not just a food. Each time you eat them, you're feeding your neurons omega-3 seconds for better memory and focus, supporting your arteries with antioxidants that reduce inflammation, and stabilizing your blood pressure naturally. For many seniors, this small act becomes a ritual. Some of my patients even keep a small jar of walnuts on their desk or kitchen counter as a visual reminder that their health is in their hands. Final reflection. You can't stop aging, but you can slow it down and live it better. And it starts with small, smart choices, like this one. A simple handful of walnuts, eaten mindfully each day, can do more for your heart, brain, and longevity than most supplements ever could when you do it right. You don't need to chase perfection. You just need to build a pattern that your body can trust. So, I want to leave you with this question. Which of these walnut habits will you start today? If this video helped you avoid even one mistake or taught you something new, please tap that like button. It helps more seniors discover life-changing, science-backed nutrition. And if you want to keep your heart strong, your mind sharp, and your energy steady well into your 80 seconds and beyond, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Because next week, we're diving into